Hey everybody, this is another session with Sarah because they seem to be so popular because she's cool and can answer questions from a realistic, real life perspective. So we've been talking about all different kind of ideas of talks we could do and decided to go with, why didn't she just ask for help? I don't know. Why is it so hard to let other people know you're struggling? I guess because we were talking about how Robin Williams just laughed and made us all laugh, and then he ended his own life. And sometimes people who are the most depressed can look perfectly fine on the outside. Why is that? Why is it so hard to share with people that we need help?
I think in just our society, there's a very big stigma against mental health in general, and like taking a break from mental health or working on it or admitting that you need help or going to therapy. It's like, oh, they're crazy, they're going to therapy, you know? Mm-hmm. And also you think like, oh, this is normal, everyone thinks this, you just have to get through it, it's life, you know, it's just like this, and you don't realize it's different than everyone else, and you think that you should be perfect, so you just need to maintain that illusion and just pretend like it's fine. If you pretend long enough, maybe it will be. And
like fake it till you make it.
Yeah,
but it doesn't work with mental illness.
Does
not work with mental illness. Do not fake it till you make it, because you won't make it. And how long would you say from the time you started having symptoms of depression? When about do you think that was? Did you actually ask for help, or it was so bad we could tell something was wrong? I noticed after the SAT in December of 2020, but
yeah, that's about when it started. So I guess I wasn't very good at hiding it.
So can I share what your trigger seemed to be?
Yeah, sure.
So at the time, we don't know exactly what role this played in it. It just I don't know if it was coincidental that it happened then, but it seems symbolic almost. Sarah took the one and only time she took the SAT was in December of 2020. So you would have been a junior or sophomore. Junior, right? Because 21, you were a senior. Yeah, you would have been a junior. Yeah, so she would have been a junior in high school. She had studied to take the SAT, unlike some of her siblings who still managed to do very well. That really ticked you off at the time.
Yeah.
And still does. And she had done outstandingly on some of the online practice SATs, and they were full length, right?
Yeah, it took like 2.5 hours to do.
It was the real thing. What was your highest score on the pretend practice?
We don't have to tell them the actual score.
Okay, okay. Yes, it is, because your score was ridiculously high.
No, but anyway, they don't need to know that.
Okay, so she had a ridiculously high score. Ridiculously.
The point is, it wasn't
like
as high
get
as I
into
wanted.
Ivy League. Okay.
The point is, it wasn't as high as I wanted it to be. It doesn't matter what it was.
Because she wanted it to be 1,600, which is the total max score, right?
That's not what my goal was.
What was your goal?
I don't want to get into specifics. That's
okay,
not the
fine.
point of it.
Well,
the point
she
is,
did amazing.
I didn't do as well as I planned on and expected on and thought I would do, and I had just been counting on it, and it destroyed me because I thought I worked for this, I did this well on the practice test, why couldn't I do this well in the real thing? And when I was taking the test, I genuinely enjoyed it a little bit. It was fun. The math was interesting, you know, and like I felt like I did a good job, and so it was.
You did.
It completely crushed me when I got the scores back and realized I hadn't done as well as I wanted, and in my mind, it was a complete failure.
And then you started crying.
I mean,
for days. It wasn't just you cried when you got the score. You cried for days.
Yes.
So that was a little clue for her family.
Did you notice that?
Didn't? Yeah.
Oh, okay. I thought the first time.
Or maybe you told me later.
I think I told you later, because I think the first time y'all, like, I remember when Ann and Kim moved out, I was just sobbing in my room because I was sad about
that. I knew. But that was.
Y'all walked in on me.
But that was a long time. That was like April following.
Yeah.
That December.
Yeah.
But you didn't get any. You were already. Okay. When did you start counseling?
The first week of April of 20.
After this started in December.
Yes.
Okay.
And
So at first, I guess we thought it was just a reaction to the SAT or stress of your junior year.
Yeah, and
you were still doing everything. You were still doing piano, Bible drill, piano, organ lessons, perfect grades, all that.
Yeah, and
not that we pressured her. She wanted to do all that, right? I didn't make you take piano or
no, you didn't make me. But there also is just your 3 older siblings have done incredibly well. You need to live up to that expectation. Just kind of
understood, sort of without us.
Yeah, and I guess I don't know how well I did hiding it, but I at least tried to hide it, you know. And I wrote a lot of sad poemes.
That I do remember.
I haven't shown the worst of them to you,
though. Even now?
Yeah, even now.
Wow.
Like there's some things even now I don't share, mostly just because it's not pertinent now. Like I'm doing better than I was, and I don't want to worry people. That makes sense. But yeah, and I would write sad poems and stuff. And I talked to my best friend Gabriel. He was the one I talked to about my depression the most, probably, and he helped me with a lot. And then we were talking about, two of my sisters were talking about going to therapy, and we were like, okay, who all needs therapy, And I was like, I don't know, maybe I could, because I didn't think it was bad enough to need it. Like, it's fine, I'll just get through it, it's okay, everyone feels this way sometimes, I just need to do better, I just need to be perfect, and it'll go away, and it'll be fine, And, but then I was like, yeah, sure, I'll go. So I went, and it did help, and things did continue to get progressively worse, and I think even at times, I made jokes about it, and depressed jokes and stuff, because that's how I handle things, and but it kept getting bad, and some days, like, I couldn't focus on school, I just wanted to sleep, I'd lay under a weighted blanket all day, then I couldn't sleep at night, because I'd taken 2 or 3 naps during the day, because it was the only escape, and it was terrible. I hated myself, I hated my life, I hated everything.
But you're doing better now?
Oh yeah.
You're so casual about it.
I want to. Yeah.
So if there is somebody watching this and they are going through something similar, but they're very embarrassed or nervous or shy to tell their mom or dad or their guidance counselor at school or their friends, what would you say to them?
I'd say it's like having allergies. You can't help it. You have it. Sometimes medicine will help, and if it does, you should take it. There's no reason not to. And it's not anything to be embarrassed about, even though you will think, like, oh, what are they going to think of me? They're going to think I'm weak, I'm stupid, I hate myself, like, what kind of loser does that, But if they really love you, then they won't judge you for it, and they'll try to help you. And it can be hard for people that haven't been through it to understand, because they just don't get it, even as much as you try to explain. But for the most part, I'm sure they'll be helpful and kind, and it's better to reach out and get help before it gets too bad or it's too late to do something.
Absolutely. And what would have happened if we hadn't have gotten it? It would just get worse and worse. That's what I guess I want them to hear. It's not just going to, you can't wish it away. Like you just have a bad cold and it's just going to go away. I'm just going to
get worse.
Hope and hope and hope, and it's just going to go away.
A lot of what I did was just ignoring how I felt, even though I felt terrible. I just ignored it as long as I could. And then when I did get to a somewhat better place, all those emotions and things were still there. I still had to deal with them eventually, And even though, like, when you're in, like, fight or flight mode, you might ignore it, that's fine. But you can't ignore it forever.
You're going to have to deal with it. You can't just keep bundling it up and stuffing it down forever and ever and ever. You're going to eventually have to deal with it. Good. Mm-hmm. But we would like to close with a note of hope. You are feeling better now. Mm-hmm. Your meds, you're only on one medicine. Yeah. It's not that complicated. It's really not that hard. And she's still getting counseling, but not even as much. Didn't you step down?
Yeah, I'm only doing once a month now. So.
Which is really not that much because she's learned strategies from counseling.
Yeah, I'm doing very well.
Good. And your job, you like your job? That seems to have helped.
It's helped a lot. Mm-hmm. Or I've just also been getting better coincidentally at the same time that I got a job. But
true, hard to say, but I'm glad it's all working out in the right direction.
I really like my job.
Good. And now you know that everybody loves you even if you have depression. Everybody loves you if you have to take a mental health break. Everybody loves you if you don't have straight A's and a perfect SAT score.
Yeah, I do know it. It's still
You still don't believe it?
I believe it to some extent. I guess I'll never completely get past that doubt. But I don't know. Once you've been through it, you just can't, get back that belief that you had, like as a little 100%. Kid that everything's going to be fine. Like once you lose it, it's not going to come back, So
that's so sad. We were supposed to close on a note of hope.
Oh, well, I didn't kill myself. Yay.
Yes. We're very happy that you did not. Yeah. And that's probably the urgency of our message is that if you're a teenager out there who is suffering, or an adult, whoever might be watching this, and you really have actual thoughts of self-harm, this is urgent. You need to tell someone. And if you have a plan of self-harm, that's past urgent. That's an emergency. Please hear me.
Trusted adult.
Yes, tell somebody right now. What's the emergency line? 988. I don't remember.
There's a new mental health emergency line, but we don't remember the number.
God.
I think it's 988.
Pretty sure.
I'm not positive.
I think that is also correct. I hope this has been encouraging to someone and not discouraging. We meant for it to be encouraging, but mostly we wanted to get out an alarm out there that if you have heard the wrong messages, heaven forbid, wrong messages from the church, that this is just a product of your spiritual weakness or your lack of integrity or your lack of character or your lack of discipline or your lack of reading the word or your lack of praying or whatever it is, while we all need to do everything better, obviously, that is not the case. Mental illness is every bit as real and sometimes even more dangerous than physical illness. So please hear me. I'm an actual physician telling you this, and it's really important that you understand that. So we care about you guys. If you have questions, please, you can leave a comment on this. Please like, share, subscribe, and let us know if we can help you. Bye. Bye.